Hi folks, John Mark here with Catalyst Connect. This video is going to go over the campaign promo link with the UTM parameters through to the contact form and Acuity scheduling form, and then back to the CRM with that newly created lead. So here we are in the campaigns module, and as you can see, what we recommend is adding a few custom fields to do some budget tracking and then build our UTM parameters by adding in our UTM source medium name, terms and content as they pertain to that campaign. And then we install this promo link that allows you to create the link with the UTM parameters that you would actually use as the destination URL in your digital marketing efforts. So here we have this campaign landing page URL. I'm going to go ahead and open a new browser and walk you through the process as if I was someone clicking on an ad. So here I am. I'm going to go ahead and hit that URL. Now we have a few things happening in the background here. Typically you would have a landing page URL with a squeeze page, but it's often the case that someone will want to poke around your website a little bit. So maybe they go and click on some other tabs, and as you can see, what happened here when I clicked on another tab, the UTM parameters that were in this URL disappeared. Now we installed some additional tracking code that actually saved those UTM parameters in the browser cookies. So as a website visitor, I can click around here, view as many pages as I like, and then as I showed you in a previous video, we can see how this user is navigating through the site in real time in Sales IQ. Now, if this user goes ahead and follows one of the prompts to schedule a consult, this is where we're going to begin the workflow with the Acuity scheduling form. Now, as I mentioned in the text, we want to first present them with a gravity form for a couple different reasons. One, when they get to that Acuity scheduling form, we want to limit drop-off if they don't have a convenient appointment time for them. And so we present them with this gravity form to first capture their information and then present them with the meeting times. So let's go ahead and fill this out now. Okay, so here we are. We filled out this contact form. I'm going to go ahead and click Next. Now, as we click Next, the form is actually being submitted through Gravity Forms, and it's creating the lead in Zoho CRM right now. And as you can see, the landing page is going to simply take them to the Acuity scheduling page now that's embedded on our website. So a couple of things are happening in the background. One, we've had that lead created in the CRM, and two, we're now on the Acuity scheduling page, and we presented with the different meeting types. Now, remember that in Acuity scheduling, we can have many users and connect many calendars to the scheduling app, and then we can create different appointment types and associate calendars to those specific appointment types. So when the user comes in here, they'll be able to select the appointment types that were made available through this URL that's embedding the scheduling app on our site. So we have a couple of different options, a quick 15-minute call or a full 45-minute discovery. So let's go ahead and click on that 15-minute call. This is where we have the options now through Acuity to define our availability. Now the availability is set by both business hours and available slots on the calendar that's associated with a specific appointment type. And there are settings where you can have multiple concurrent meetings or limit the cap, and then create buffers either before or after the appointment slots. So let's go ahead and just grab the first one here. Now this is very important. You notice that as I selected that appointment, we already have Tony's first and last name, the phone number, and the email mapped to these fields. This is additional JavaScript that we install on the site to map those fields over from that initial contact form that's actually already been submitted, and Tony already exists in the CRM. Here we can see that we are also presented with an additional question that is just part of the onboarding form through Acuity. And this is just a fail-safe for us to see if there's perhaps an additional referral that led this person to us, or if it was in fact that Google ad that he may have clicked on. So here I can go ahead and complete this appointment. Now, Acuity is great at automatically allowing the user to add this to their calendar, sending a confirmation where they can one-click add it to their calendar, and then we have an additional little app that associates this appointment with that lead in the CRM. This is a pretty important step because we already have this lead created in the CRM. We now have a new appointment for Tony as well, and instead of the app adding in a duplicate lead, what the extension does is automatically find existing leads by the same email address and then just simply appends this appointment to that lead. So let's go ahead and pull up the CRM record and I can show you how everything was pulled through. Okay, so here we are on the lead record that was created, and what we can see is that there are a few things going on. We have some automation in our system that whenever a lead is created, we get a task to qualify and curate the lead. We also can see here that there's another open activity. Here is that appointment that was added by the Acuity Scheduling plugin. So it automatically found this lead and then associated that appointment to the lead. Now I'd like to point out that the UTM parameters came over and mapped the lead source being digital marketing, the publisher being Google AdWords, the campaign to Zoho Consulting, and then we have a channel to distinguish how we actually got in contact with that person, whether it was via chat, email, phone call, etc. And this is generally the way that we recommend setting up your source tracking in Zoho to get a little bit more granular than a simple source. We usually recommend a macro lead source or category, much like your digital marketing or a special event, canvassing, social media, etc. And then generally your publishers would be your Google AdWords, your Bing, your YouTube, etc. And then the campaign would be the specific marketing campaign through that publisher that drove the traffic, and then the channel is how they actually reached you, whether it was phone, email, chat, etc. So that is the simple flow of how we get all of this information into the CRM. And then, of course, we've shown you how if that user came in and engaged via Zoho Chat, we get their visitor behavior through Sales IQ in some cases as well. So look forward to chatting to you further about your use case, but this is a baseline setup that we recommend that all clients begin with, and then we can customize from there. Thanks a lot. Cheers.